Cowboy stir fries are a staple. What about a steak chimichurri cowboy stir fry? Let's get it. If there's one thing I've preached from day one, if you're going to cook something, you better like the ingredients that go in it. Because if you don't, you're not going to like it. Get questions and comments all the time. You should have added this. You should have done this. Sometimes I don't like the ingredients, which is why we don't add it, which is why we give you guys the freedom to do whatever you want to. Today is a life-changing experience. I have mentioned on the channel several times that I do not like chimichurri sauce. I definitely understand the concept, the acidity, the oils, the herbs, but I've just never liked it. Over the last about a year, I've got a chance to meet Al. You guys know him for Live Fire Cooking. And really and truly, it's not because he has spurred my idea, but he has a seasoning out there that I swear by. So if you don't want to buy his seasoning, we can make one from scratch today, and it's dang good. However, not until I tried his seasoning did I actually like it. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just a different balance of oils and vinegars and herbs that I liked more than what I didn't like the past, but now I'm a true believer. True believer. So we have done cowboy style cooking in the past and have come up with like different recipes, right? We've come up with like a cowboy shrimp. We've come up with like a cowboy breakfast stir fry. Today, we're going to call it a steak and vegetable chimichurri stir fry. I'm craving it because I haven't had it in about 3 months by now, and I'm looking forward to it. First things first, it's super important because it needs to rest. It's almost like the idea of a marinade. The longer it rests, the better it is. Typically, you don't want to do this overnight, but we got a few hours, so let's kill a few hours. First things first, parsley and cilantro, we're looking about 1/4 cup each. Looking for about a 1/2 cup. If I held my mouth correctly. My wife told me it was way too much. I'll live with that all day long. You can finely chop your garlic if you want to. I'm going to put it through a garlic press. And I like mine just a little bit more garlicky than most. When it comes to heat, it's going to be your personal level. We have Orbo peppers. We have like a spicy jalapeno. And we have this like a, I can't exactly remember what it's called. It's really next to jalapenos all the time in my local grocery market. Just a little bit more heat than a jalapeno. And of course you got your red pepper flakes. The heat spice level is going to depend on you. I like it more mild, but that's up to you. I'm going to cut about half of this and add about a teaspoon of this, 1/8 of a teaspoon. Anytime you touch your hot chilies like that, I'm gonna wash my hands. See all that oil from the peppers? That stuff is spicy. Get your eyes, gets in your private parts, all that stuff. Wash your hands. Mexican oregano, about 3/4 of a teaspoon. So we'll go half and about half of that. Okay. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Red wine vinegar, also very popular white wine vinegar. I think white wine might be a little bit more crisper, but red wine was in the pantry. 1/2 cup of good olive oil. Mix it all up, and just like that, you should have yourself a concoction. Now let's taste it. Let's taste it. Oh yeah, the vinegar is the key. The spice, the vinegar.
Let me taste.
I don't know why. Now it's like it's a must.
Yeah.
Maybe my flavor profile has changed.
I think
like it.
Maybe you've just had bad chimichurri in the past, and you've thought that you didn't like it, but now you do.
Well, but haven't I said that before?
Yep.
Right? I mean, it's just, you just got to. All right, in the refrigerator it goes several hours. While this is refrigerating, we're going to season our meat, a light salt brine. And what we have here are some ribeye steaks. They were actually on sale, cheaper than strip steaks, and right on the same price as chuck-eye steak. So if you're trying to save a couple of dollars, find what's on sale or find a cheaper cut of meat. So we got lucky. And we're going to lightly just add a little bit of salt. Like I said, we have a few hours for that marinade to set up. So I'm going to do a salt brine because this is what's going to go on the griddle. And while this is in the refrigerator uncovered, we can prep our vegetables. Light prep work today. I got pre-sliced mushrooms. We got some green beans. I'm gonna dice up a bell pepper. Use the rest of that pepper if you can handle the heat. It's not really that bad. Like I said, it's right on the base of a jalapeno. Then we got some fingerling potatoes. I got the tricolor just because you eat with your eyes. Gives you a little bit more color. I'm gonna cut those down to like bite-sized pieces. We're gonna parboil those in salt to they're right at the verge of fork tender, but they could be on the griddle a little bit longer. The reason is, let's pick up some color on those potatoes. When it comes to the potatoes, you obviously have different sizes. Not every potato needs to be cut. However, when you do cut them, you do allow more surface area. So that's what we're looking for. So just eyeballing it there, okay? About 3 hours later, our steaks are seasoned. That salt brine, I didn't put a lot on there. When I hit it with that, shake that. Salt, pepper, garlic, and butter. You guys seem to love it on steaks. We do as well. So a good coating of that. Let that sit in for a minute while our griddle's warming up. Traeger's on about a medium, and I'm gonna use some tallow. This is actually not smoked, but you can use smoked tallow or whatever oil you decide to use. But pure beef fat and beef go together very well. First things first, we're gonna cook the steaks, sear them to like a little bit less than medium rare because we are gonna put it back on the grill. So we're looking to get a very, very good sear on these. It's not ready yet. I can tell right now it's not ready. Woo! Told you. Temp guy says about 340, 350. We need to get a little bit higher than that. Probably about 425. That's better. Now we're about 425. That's a better sound right there. This has been a vein of my existence.
I don't know if it's Vane or Bane.
Yeah, one of them. Shout out to Chris for sending me this. He's a viewer, and he knows for a fact that I love my Traeger bent-handled scraper. We all know it comes in a kit. I didn't say it right. Traeger bent wooden handle scraper. He knows that it's hard to find because nobody wants to justify spending $75 in a griddle kit to get one tool, and I completely agree. I did not know it was out there. He sent it to me, and it's pretty cool. So this is from OXO. We'll link to it down below so you guys can check it out. Get it through Amazon. I must say, the only difference is, and I might be able to bend it myself, I'm going to test it out, is the angle is just not as what I'm used to. Let's start like this. See how this is a little bit more sharper? So maybe we can bend this to make it a little bit more steeper. But I always argue that the handle is just not long enough, and this handle is perfect. Want to be careful. You don't want to rest this on your side of the griddle because I'm sure this will melt. But thank you, Chris, for sending me this. It does the same exact job. I don't even know how much it is yet, but I know for a fact it ain't $75. So bravo to you to watching my videos and like, hey, I think we can create a need for our audience that we both share. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. Look. Oh, look at there. That's one little left. Perfect. See? That's awesome. Steaks are going. I want a crisp on those potatoes. Texture is everything. I think bacon grease and potatoes go well together. Use that bacon up. Thin layer. Try to avoid seasoning your potatoes too early because you end up being on the griddle for so long. A lot of times your seasoning will burn. I talk about my steak sauce hack all the time. 2 pads of butter, just a couple of dashes of W sauce. And remember, the last thing that hits the griddle is always going to be the hottest part, right? So don't flip your steaks on top because the top of your steaks are going to be the cooler part. So just like this, just like that. It's gonna melt that pat of butter, and we're gonna use that to our advantage. Once all of those natural juices from the steak release, it's gonna melt the butter, get the W sauce, and now you got a nice pan sauce, so we can toss that back into our Cowboy chimichurri stir fry. Just trying to get that seasoning up a little bit. Keep that tallow on there. That's good flavor. See that color? That's what I'm talking about right there. That looks good to me. Man, I'm using the spoon from the chimichurri to turn these potatoes, and I had some of that residual on there, and it's hitting the griddle, and I'm already telling you right now, this is gonna be a home run.
Yep, it smells delicious.
Already, and there's not even seasonings on the potatoes right now. It's just the oil from that chimichurri in the potatoes. I'm gonna try to keep my mushrooms separate. With all that moisture escaping from the vegetables, I like to kind of the same formula as that Shake That, but this has a little jalapeno in there, tons of flavor. Parsley, cilantro mixed together, and then we're just going to thinly slice for a little garnish. And that's why we put our mushrooms to the side, to get that nice browning on them. I'm telling you, every little bit step helps. I turned the griddle to low. And now's the time to come back in, right at the very end. You don't want to cook this long. Look at that juice in the bottom of that pan right there. All that's going to be flavor for us. Look at that. Butter, W sauce, ribeye juices. We talk about matching the hatch. You can't cut this too big. You'll never fit in your mouth. Not everybody has a big mouth like
Gotta do a little taster. Home run. Home run.
all that juice. And just like that, once everything's calmed down, ooh, that sauce, that flavor. That's good. That is good. Green beans are on point. I'm a huge green bean fan right now. Crisp, steak, bell pepper. I know you stay away from the potatoes. Tell me. Tell me. Speak it into existence.
I want more of the chimichurri stuff. That's good.
A year ago, you would ask me, hey, Neal, what about a steak chimichurri? I'd have been like honest with you, and I said, listen, I'm not a fan. I understand the concept. I just can't get down with it. Doesn't meet my flavor profile in my mouth. I don't know what's changed. I think it's the city level. Maybe I didn't make it right. Like Amy said, maybe like I just had bad ones. But once you have a good one, it's really hard to come back. It's really hard not to enjoy it.
Yep.
The spice level, the city level, the olive oil gives it like a richness. And of course, I had to cilantro to mine. So there we go. As always, there's a join button down below to membership program. We thank each and every one of you for taking time for doing so. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. Pound the notification button. Share it with your friends.
That's a winner, honey. That is a
You could do this
winner.
campfire style, like in foil.